What up, YouTube? This is day 10. Gonna be doing shoulders today, as I said. Next would be leg day. I do have volleyball tomorrow, so I might take another rest day, but we'll see. We're playing a better team this time, so I might need my legs fresh and ready, but I'll just hit legs on Thursday in that case. I have a little bit of an Amazon haul to show you. I got these performance, they're not gym pins, but they're like drop set pins, so you can put them in at a level, do a heavier weight, and then when they land down at the bottom and I guess rest, they pop out, so you can kind of go from 40 to 30 to 20 really quick without kind of taking the time to move it. Then I got these wrist straps with some clips at the end, so I can put it on my wrist and do like shoulder raises or lateral raises, or even just single arm triceps. So we'll try those out today. And then lastly, at the edge, they kind of end up, a lot of the D handles end up getting moved around all the time, so I'm always looking. So I got these D handles with a metal grip there. So tried to make them a little bit colorful so I kind of can tell the difference and no one's like, oh, you're stealing these and putting them in your bag. So pretty excited about that. It should be a good workout. Shoulder day, definitely excited about that. I had a little bit of a crazy last few days where over the weekend I went to Boston, which was a lot of fun. What was that? I'm gonna get out and check what that was very quickly before I go. I was doing a very quick test with the Corvette where I lifted up the front end and I was spinning the front wheels with the parking brake on to check to see if my rotor, my brake pad, was kind of pressing against the disc too much. So I put on the parking brake and lifted up, but then I also put a very small wood block. Obviously, if it was bigger, I wouldn't have been able to go over it, but I put a small one in the back and then forgot about it. So just drove over that. That's what that little noise was that made me get out and check. It's a very low block and there weren't any splinters on it, so I think I'm good. I'll check my tire pressure as I go, but I don't think it was an issue. But anyway, I had a crazy weekend where I went up to see my brother in Boston. We went on a hike, had a good time. This is a little bit shaky on the camera. Whatever, we'll deal with it. But we had a good time in Boston, went for some hikes and stuff, but then when we woke up in the morning after having a big dinner, we didn't really feel the gym in the morning, and then by the time I got home there was too much traffic, so the gym closed before I got to go. So didn't get to do the gym on Sunday like I wanted. And then Monday my mom wasn't feeling good, so we took her to the hospital. She had a little kidney stone, so she's working with that. So I had to take my dad to some of his appointments, so I just didn't get to go to the gym, unfortunately. So we're gonna come back with vengeance today. Gonna hit shoulders, should be a good day. I have my little Amazon haul to make sure I kind of get some more unique videos. I'm excited for the lateral raises. Actually, I think that'll be really good without holding the D handle. But I don't really have an issue holding the D handle. It's just a little bit of a switch up there. So that should be good. I also, as my fourth little part of that Amazon haul, as I got this camera set up where it's a little suction cup with a magnetic circle for my phone. So I have a little bit better of an angle now. However, I can see it's bouncing everywhere, so we'll see if I end up using that while I'm driving. Maybe I'll just kind of in the garage, or once I get to the actual gym, I'll take a quick video and then go in, because I usually like to take my pre-workout or wait 5 minutes in the car anyway before I go in and collect my thoughts. So we'll see. If I go back and watch this video and it's too bouncy, or you guys comment and say it's too bouncy, I'll make sure not to do it while driving. But at least you guys have a much better angle. You're not down low anymore. But yeah, nothing too much to say today. Just gonna kind of try to get there, get back into it. I had like 3 days of rest, which I usually kind of go every day, and then I do 3 days on, 1 day off, kind of like the Chris Bumstead workout. Kind of an 8-day cycle. But on my rest days, I've been going anyway and just doing cardio, which I think is good to do. You always got to get your 30 minutes of cardio at least, or 20 minutes, then 10 minutes in the sauna, whatever works. Ideally 30 minutes. But yeah, should be pretty good. I'm definitely gonna, I don't know, I'm a little bit wary about this shaky camera. It's been messing with my train of thought in this video. So kind of took those 3 days off, which was good to see my brother and I guess have a little bit of rest. I feel like I had some because I've been doing that 8-day cycle of 3 days on, 1 day off of rest, and then still going to cardio. And honestly, even when I do cardio, I do stretches too, which I've been working on my hip flexors, my adductors, all the kind of little joints and muscles that I don't usually use. So I'm just trying to get some more flexibility, some mobility. But because I'm constantly going and working on that, I think I'm getting a little bit of accumulated fatigue. So it should be really good to kind of take a little bit of a small rest. I guess not 3 days isn't a lot. Usually you take a week or two off when you have accumulated fatigue. But I think it'll be good. I think I'll have some stronger shoulders today. Maybe I got obviously my left shoulder. I've kind of had some small tweaks where kind of like the front delt area has like a little bit of like a clicking sometimes, or just feels unstable. And sometimes when you do, especially you notice it when you do dumbbells, when you don't have a bar connecting it, where you'll notice that like one arm goes up faster and the other one is struggling. Sometimes it's not necessarily the muscle itself. Sometimes it's like the joint stability, where your muscle is just as strong as the other one, but because of the instability of the joint, your body's kind of saying like, don't do this. Like it doesn't feel supported enough to put in the maximum effort or maximum force. So hopefully the kind of few days off will kind of reset that fatigue a little, won't be as inflamed. I'll make sure to warm it up with some I don't know what to call these, I guess just rotator cuff exercises before we get going. And I've been trying to get the rear delt involved before I start lifting heavy. I feel like that's good for getting your muscle recruitment together and then having more stability before you start doing the heavy pressing movements. So we'll try to do some military press today. I usually do dumbbell press, but definitely a lot of lateral raises. I've also been seeing a lot of people, like usually I want to do full range of motion, full ROM, go all the way down to the deep stretch, which is the most important, then go all the way up. But in certain exercises like bench, some of the heavy bodybuilders actually do like the half reps on purpose, where they don't do the full top range of motion. They kind of keep it at the bottom stretch and kind of do pulses and kind of go like down all the way and then halfway. Because when you have long arms, especially when you're doing that full range of motion, the top half is mainly triceps, or mainly just like not as engaging of the chest. So I feel like it might be smart of me, because I mean, obviously if I have trouble with the top range of motion, kind of pushing it all the way up, I should continue doing that. But I definitely want to also stimulate the chest. So I think I might throw in a couple sets of lower ROM, but on like the stretch position. So we'll see how that goes. I got my mic today again, so I'm gonna try to continue that trend, keep the mic going. I'm a little bit sick. I'm not actually sick. I had a little bit of a sore throat and then a little sniffle, so maybe a small cold coming on, or it was already there and it kind of just never fully took over. My body was doing good at fighting it. So still going to the gym. I don't want to let that stop me, but I'm going to make sure to disinfect everything before I'm done with my sets, so that I don't infect anyone else at the gym, if I'm contagious or not. And I mean, I do it anyway. I make sure to wipe down the machines. I feel like it's a habit I developed during like the COVID era, when I was hitting Planet Fitness and then Big Sky. Everyone had like the wipes with the bleach or whatever they use. I don't think they use bleach, some kind of disinfectant, but I think it's just a good habit to do, and people kind of appreciate it. So I'm gonna go in, do shoulders, and I'll see you in there. Alright, today's Wednesday, so I didn't really expect it to be as crowded as it is. Putting the mic here, let's see if it pick it up. I'll go check that video after this. But it's like 3:30 sometime. Let me try these out. Yeah, no, it's a little more crowded than expected, but maybe it won't get more crowded at 5 since everyone's here now. I think I like this. It's a nice the moment on is a little shorter. It's like weird at the very end of it right here. It's not my hand, but here it's perfect.
yeah, I like that overall. I think it'll be better on the lateral raises, but still a fan. All right, switching the mic location, it wasn't loud enough. I think it'll be better right here. I can put it on my hat, but I actually think this is the best spot for it. So I'll watch this video back and come to a conclusion. Go one lower. I think it's good to get the rear delts activated before the other parts of my shoulder. I feel like that's the weakest part on most people, and I think it helps a lot with the stability. It's a little hard to clip these in, but it's definitely not an issue. Recently, I need to practice. Try to extend out and sweep as I do that. I saw that from the video. I think it was definitely, he's always good. Trying to be too science-based, but can't argue with science. Okay, I definitely think this is the better mic location. I'm gonna do some tricep extensions. We'll see how these work with that. This should be good actually. Although I think this is even harder to clip. We'll figure it out. A little heavier there. 40. Karate chop. Ooh, I like the karate chops. I can really pretend like I'm chopping. I don't have to hold anything in my hand. I like the blue. Well, I guess who doesn't like blue? The Mac Miller line. Something about the girl reminding me of the favorite color blue. So I guess everyone likes it. I think that's in Divine Feminine. I think the first one, congratulations. That doesn't sound right to me. That's the Divine Feminine though. It's the first song. That was good. I'm not trying to kill my triceps, just want to warm them up for shoulders. So I'll do some lateral raises now. Alright, hopefully this is good training for lateral raises. Put it on 30, we'll see if it's too heavy or not. Oh, I like this. I can already tell. Oh yeah. Very good. I like that a lot. I guess I'm losing a couple inches on the moment arm, how far it is away from my shoulder joint, but I don't think it makes too much of a difference. If anything, just an extra rep. Definitely pretty crowded today for 3 o'clock at least. Once it gets to 5 o'clock, it gets so crowded. All my friends complain about it, which is understandable if it's to the point where you're waiting on the machine. So I always try to come beforehand. I posted a little picture on my regular story of my regular Instagram of me and my brother from kindergarten through 12th grade, and people have been liking it. One of my brother's friends, Luke, swiped up and said, "Thank you for this." And took a close up of my brother's face, so making me smile. Let's see if I can go heavier. See if I can do 40. It might be too much. Nope. Yeah, I like these a lot. This was a good idea. Good haul from Amazon. Gotta invest in yourself. Trying out these drop set pins. We're gonna go from 40 down to 20. We'll see how it goes. I just tested it out real quick to see how it was working. It seemed to work, so let's see. Okay, and drop it down. Ooh, I like that. Good burn. I wanted to go from 40 to 30, but it wouldn't fit. But honestly, 40 to 20 was fine. So set that up real quick again. It's pretty easy. Go over, slide it in, put it at 40. Ten. Ooh, definitely feel the burn. Those are awesome. Much better than I even expected. But still got to work on clipping from these. All right, onto some shoulder press, I think. All right. I was gonna do military press, but it's taken. This bench is the only one here, but I'm just putting my hat down, keep the sun out of my eyes. It's gonna go for 50s, but they were taken, so let's see if 40s. If I can't get these up, that'll be embarrassing. Yeah, we're good. Let's get 5. We're gonna do 5 regular. Feeling a little unstable. Forgot to do my shoulder warm-ups, but it doesn't hurt, just a little unstable. I was just talking to some gym bros about squat form, using a lifting belt, and kind of leaning over. Apparently, there's something called a low bar squat. I've never heard of that before, where you kind of put it more on your rear delts and then like up by your neck. And I used to think for like making sure your lower back was good, you want to stay upright. But he was saying it's actually better to kind of brace and lean forward. He was saying about something, some lifting channel, something Kennedy. I've definitely heard of him before, so I have to look into that. But I felt bad I was talking too much. There's a lot of people here, so I gotta hit my sets. All right, the framing on that last one was pretty awful. You were kind of just looking at my crotch, so changing that up. We'll see if I even add that one in the end clip. But now these two people behind me, One Piece fans. The cult expands, we said. Shout out Liam, the biggest One Piece fan I know, besides my friend Ryan. But Liam is caught up and he likes to read up on the manga. I don't think we read the manga, but we watch the video updates of it. So I actually have to talk to him if he actually watches those videos or if he's just caught up today on the anime. All right, we're gonna try 50 here. You give myself a big rest, but let's go for it anyway. Little shoulder ache. All right, could have maybe done one more, but let's not hurt the shoulder. No, you're good. Seeing Davey, but it's not. It wouldn't. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Sheesh. I don't even know if Davey knows about the Yeah, no, I wonder how that's gonna play out. Oh, so many One Piece theories. There's so many One Piece fans here. It's very good. We get distracted, end up taking too long between my sets, but at least I had some good rest. Okay, I apologize. I just spent the last like 30 to 40 minutes talking about One Piece with some guy at the gym. He's extremely knowledgeable in all of the theories, and he's also very good at squatting heavy. So I was very impressed with his knowledge on not just One Piece, but also just squatting and kind of powerlifting in general. He says that his specialty is bench, and he was also squatting like 3.5 plates. So definitely a good guy to talk to. He's getting a lot of knowledge, even though I wasn't doing the workout. So kind of lost my shoulder pump, but it's okay. We'll get it back. Try to end this workout. We'll see how it kind of cuts up in the clips, but it is what it is. Gonna do 80 pounds with these shoulder raises. See how this goes. Definitely not easy. Try to get a little bit of a side angle here. I gotta work on my descent here. I feel like I explode up. I gotta go slow down instead of just dropping it. Not easy though. Definitely feel it on the front and side delts. I would definitely not recommend stopping your workout 30 minutes to 40 minutes in and then talking for 40 and then coming back to it. But gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you just get sidetracked. I'm gonna do a little mix between here. I'm gonna do presses up and the raises. Okay. Usually I try not to do incline press with shoulders, that is. I try to keep it a little bit more oriented towards just biasing the shoulder specifically and less on the chest. But it's pretty packed today. All the shoulder press machines are taken right now. So since I'm already having a suboptimal day in terms of exactly my order of things and my program, fuck it. We're just gonna try to get the front delts pumped. I don't have chest day for another 3 days anyway, so I don't think it'll matter too much. And the upper chest could always be better, so we're just gonna rip it. Trying to bounce at the bottom a little, get that stretch. One more. I feel like I always get it off my chest pretty easy and get stuck here, so even though I want to do the half reps at the bottom, I feel like my triceps could always use some more work. So we'll definitely do some triceps after this. Use the drop set pin some more. I think that'll be good. just got to figure out a way where I can use two of them instead of just one, because the weights on the other stack, I couldn't fit them in right below with the skip one, and that was too heavy for me. So maybe I'll try to find a machine over there or the cable over there that has an extra pulley where the weight increments go up by a little less. Well, one more set or two more sets here. I lied. I was going to do another set of the incline, but the actual shoulder press opened up, so I couldn't resist. I'll try a 45-minute time. A little light, but just do some more reps. Trying to work on shoulder stability anyway. Okay, 10 reps. A little more burn than expected. All right, let's just hit one more of these. We're trying to go do some more triceps, maybe some push downs, and use the drop set pins. This is actually a good weight. I was wrong. I got 10 reps and it really burned on the 10th. So we'll go for another 10, maybe 8. Ooh, couldn't even get 8. I guess the pump came back quick and the fatigue as well. All right, gonna try these drop set pins out. I have one on 100, one on 70, and then 50. We'll see how many I get. Oh. That's on me. That was a fail. The drop set pins worked fine. They didn't even break, they just fell out. But if this is too close, they just hit and fall out. So gotta have a set of weights that don't have a casing around it. So probably over there. But we'll just try to get to a 90. Try them out later. Good set. All right, today is a little bit of a shit show. A lot of crazy things going on. Really getting off my plan, but you know, one, you got to start somewhere, and two, got to push through those days. Let's see if these drop set pins actually work this time. Don't hit anything. All right. Those worked. Awesome. We're going to try to do that one more time. And then let's move to lateral raise like we did in the beginning. This time I'll use the purple D handles instead of the cuffs just to try out the new D handles. And then we'll hit 20 minutes of cardio, 30 minutes of cardio. Definitely an intriguing video today. I apologize for the suboptimal way it worked out, but The way these work, you pull these out, slide this down, insert it here where it's locked in, and you put it wherever you want. And once it lifts up, this trigger drops and it pulls out. That's not a very good explanation, but I'm tired, my brain's not working. Ooh. Jeez, only 3 reps per there, but I'm beat. I really wish I could use 2 of the drop set pins here, but just based on the way the weight is, this is everything else is filled. I want to do 1 at a time, but it's all right. Next video will be better. Let me reset that again, do the other side. All right, we'll call that a day. Might not have been the best workout, but got here, tried my best. We'll see you next time.
All right, it was low-key not your average gym sesh. It was a little bit interesting. Much more crowded than expected, I'd say. I mean, it is Veterans Day, which I completely forgot about, but definitely a lot of people there. And then once it came to 5 o'clock, there was definitely even more than I expected. All right, cut me off, dude. But I don't know. It was a good sesh. All right, bro, you're gonna redo your job like 8 times. All right, now we're leaving. But yeah, no, sorry. It was a very good gym session overall. Like, I got what I needed done, but it got more crowded than I expected. The sauna was completely packed, so I didn't hit that. I did 30 minutes on the incline treadmill. Felt pretty good there. I went between 5 to 7.5 to 10 to 15 incline, and then back down to 7.5. And I always keep 3 speed. I feel like that's a good walking pace for me, especially on the incline. I can go a little bit faster if I keep it flat, but no issues there. However, when I was actually ripping my workout, I was doing pretty good. I was a little bit, I guess, maybe flustered by the amount of people there, and then I was out for a couple days, so I was just trying to get back into the vibe. And all the pieces of equipment I wanted to use kept being used. So I was waiting for a sec, and then I was like, all right, I'm not gonna wait, I'll just do something else. But then once I was hitting the Arnold's and the dumbbell overhead press, the dude next to me was like, oh, are you an influencer? And I was like, not really. Like, I'm trying to record myself, take videos and audio, so like I guess I'm trying to be an influencer, but I have like 40 followers on Instagram, so I can't really say I'm an influencer, but I am trying to do YouTube. So he threw me a follow, that was dope. And then I was like, oh yeah, I like One Piece, I don't know how it came up. And he was like, oh yeah, I've heard of it, blah, blah, blah. And then the other dude that I was at the gym like a couple, like 3 days ago when I was hitting my last time, who I was wearing a Shank shirt. He came up to me and he was like, oh, I love it. I love the Shank shirt. He's even more of a One Piece fan than me, which is saying a decent amount. Like, I wouldn't say I know everything, but he knew like a lot, and he had his own theories and stuff. And also on top of that, I mean, I already mentioned it in the video, he's he was squatting 3.5 plates, and he was saying he was deloading and stuff. So I was like, all right, this dude's clearly extremely strong, knowledgeable about lifting, and knowledgeable about One Piece. So I, even though I wanted to continue my set, he was spitting great facts and knowledge, and I was absorbing it and listening, and I was enjoying the conversation. So there was no like good spot for me to end it with him, and I didn't really even want to end it. We were having a good conversation, but I felt bad because it was fairly crowded. I was taking up a piece of equipment, so I was like, okay, I don't want to just like be talking to you while taking equipment. So I ended up doing a couple sets in between and just moving my bag next to him and talking to him. So I ended up like getting a pump in the beginning, then like losing the pump after talking to him for like 30 to 40 minutes. And I looked at the time and I was like, all right, dude, like I'm having a great conversation with you, but I do have to leave and go do something else. So then I went and did like the bar. I gotta look at the names of these. I can't believe. I think my brain's just having like a brain fart today. But I was just doing like the bar raises in front to get my front delts, and then a little bit of the pressing, and then I moved on. I got a good pump after that, but the order and the usually how quickly I do my sets to get a good pump was a little bit out of whack today. So I'm just happy I went. It was a little bit my first day back in a couple days, so it's good to just do something. Kind of got to start somewhere, keep it going, even if it's not like the perfect gym session. As long as you get there, be consistent, you try hard, it's good enough. It is what it is. So I'm so glad I went. Had a decent shoulder day, got my cardio in, but it just took a very long time, and I was kind of a little all over the place, mentally and physically. So we'll work on it. I think tomorrow I actually have a job interview, and then I have volleyball after, and we're playing a very good volleyball team, so I was told not to do legs. I might just go anyway after my interview and do some like hamstrings, lower back, because you don't really use that as much when you're jumping. It's a little bit more quad focused, but we'll see. Not trying to ignore the captain's orders of no leg day, but he doesn't have to know. So maybe I'll hit leg day. If not, I'll just take an extra day's of rest, do volleyball, and then on Thursday I'll hit a hard leg day of hamstrings and lower back. Mainly hamstrings, but just lower back's there. So maybe I'll deadlift. We'll see. I think that would be a good idea. So I think that's what's gonna happen. Probably no gym tomorrow. Take it easy. Do some stretches at home, and then Thursday I'll deadlift, and then Friday will be arms. So sounds like a pretty good plan. I'm just glad we gotta stick to the routine. Sorry the content wasn't as good today. I didn't really have as much to say, but sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days, and even on the bad days, as long as you're consistent and you get there and you get it done, the good days are even better. So that's the way it is, and I'm gonna go home now, eat some good food, talk to my parents, and rest for tomorrow's interview. End video.